Well, I've tried many times. I just can't get into this one. Black Widow was released in 2021, directed by Kate Shortland, starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, and David Harbour. And I was really excited for this movie back in 2021. Black Widow was one of my favorite characters in the MCU, and to finally be getting a solo movie for her, yeah, it was a little overdue in my opinion. So, what happened here? I know there's a lot of people out there who enjoyed this movie way more than I did, and I'm happy for you, but if I'm being honest, this movie just does not work for me. So, let's go ahead and get into this review, starting off with the good and starting with the stuff that does work for me here. There's still some stuff I do like. First of all, Scarlett Johansson is really good as Natasha, as she always was from the day she was introduced. I really liked her here. I thought she had a really great character arc. She gave a really great performance. It's not her best performance as the character, mind you, but it's still a really good performance. Florence Pugh gets introduced in this movie as Yelena, and I really loved her character as well. She's got a really, really great character arc herself. Really great sisterly chemistry with Scarlett Johansson. They both played off each other very, very well. Yeah, really enjoyed her here. David Harbour as well. Probably my favorite character in this movie as the Red Guardian. Absolutely scene-stealing performance. I love David Harbour. I have not watched Stranger Things, but everything else I've seen David Harbour in, he's always been a really fun screen presence. This movie's no different. He's really fun in this movie. He's got a really good energy about him. I really like David Harbour here. Really excited to see him back in Thunderbolts. Then outside of those three characters, the action is pretty good for the most part. At least the first half of the movie, the action is pretty good. It's shot really, really well. It reminds you of a classic spy thriller. Good action for the first half here. The editing as well is really good. It's one of the less choppily edited movies of the late stage MCU. So yeah, I really like the editing. I thought it really added to the pacing of the action scenes. Just made it a lot of fun to watch. It was a delight. And also the score is pretty good. Finally, I really want to talk about the opening credits of this movie. Wow, that was dark. I haven't seen the MCU go this dark before with the opening credits. Just really good opening credits there. So I love a good opening credits sequence. So that really drew me in the first time I watched it. I'm like, oh, it's going to be one of those types of movies. Unfortunately, it wasn't. But regardless, I really like the opening credits. Onto the mixed, and there's one mixed aspect I just don't really know how I feel about, and that's Rachel Weisz's character. I like Rachel Weisz. She's a really great actress, but they give her almost nothing to do in this movie, and it's honestly kind of astonishing how little she does here, but that's it. Onto the bad, and there's a few things I do not like here. First of all, I do not like either villain of this movie. You got Taskmaster, who is one of the most disappointing mishandlings of a character in the entire MCU. Taskmaster is one of my favorite Marvel villains of all time. Really great power set, skill set, and in this movie, they completely bastardized the character. I wouldn't have been as mad at what they did, the final reveal of who Taskmaster was, if they had at least given Taskmaster some kind of memorable trait or personality or memorable scene before the reveal. But really, it's just take the mask off. It's Dreykov's daughter, like everybody suspected. But speaking of Dreykov, I did not like Dreykov in this movie. He's just Russian Harvey Weinstein, for God's sake. And again, I get what they were going for with the messaging of his character, but I just don't think it was pulled off super well. And I just did not like Dreykov. I thought he was a very weak villain. And then his final reveal of his master plan. Oh, the line delivery there is just atrocious. The story of this movie, I'm not a fan of it. It's Natasha on the run, post-Civil War, pre-Infinity War. The movie is released 2 years after the character had already died in Endgame. I feel like had this movie been released post-Civil War, I would have been a little more accepting of it, I guess. But knowing where this character ends up, it just really holds no stakes. And the CGI in this movie is just really not that great, at least the third act. The entire third act of this movie really needed an overhaul. Because the entire movie, they're building up the reveal of the Red Room, where the Black Widows are brainwashed and trained. And we even get glimpses of it in Age of Ultron, and they mention it a lot in the Avengers movies. And it's a floating fortress in the sky. Come on. Why can't it just be some kind of secret underground bunker? That would have been cooler. But, yeah, the third act, I did not like any of the third act. The entire third act can go. The storytelling of the third act goes completely out the window. The Taskmaster reveals in the third act. The CGI fight in the third act. I do not like the third act here. So that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. I was sorely disappointed in this movie. I wanted to love it, just did not love it. I was very disappointed. Black Widow is one of the most disappointing films in the entire MCU. I've tried to see what other people see in it. I just don't like it at all. And I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Black Widow. What were your thoughts on this movie if you've seen it? As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.